The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello, my name is TEJASINHA SIVALINGAM, and I am running for the Ashland Board of Selectmen, the 3-year term for the Ashland Board of Selectmen. And I'm here to speak with you briefly about some of my guiding principles. A primary one is a commitment to civility, respect, and compassion. As I often say to people, disagreement is democratic, but disrespect can lead to dysfunction. So again, I'd like to bring civility, respect, and compassion to my time as an Ashland selectman. I also believe in increasing participation, both politically and for projects. It's our town. We need to run it, maintain it, and improve it. And I believe that we can do that better with more participation. I'd also encourage us all to live within our means. I believe that the Select Board should be careful in taking outside money, such as grants, which might impose limitations and more monetary obligations. Free money is never free. I would also like the Ashland Board of Selectmen, starting with myself, to remember its limits and not to attempt to control everything. Many things are better decided by the voters, such as yourselves, or by another municipal body, for example, the Budget Committee. Share the power and share the responsibility. This makes government and governance easier for everyone. Finally, I would like to encourage you to register to vote. You count. And if you can't make it to the polls on Tuesday, March 13th, then I encourage you to request an absentee ballot from the Ashland Town office. And remember, vote your conscience. If you feel that I am one of the people who will best serve you, the people, then please vote for me, TEJASINHA SIVALINGAM, for the 3-year Ashland Board of Selectmen. Thank you.
I'm here to talk about why I'm voting yes for the Community Rights-Based Ordinance, which is Warrant Article 29 in Ashland. And first I wanted to share that I'm not usually comfortable speaking in front of cameras. And part of why I took the time to write a statement is that this is something that I'm passionate about, and it's something that even as a new mom with a toddler and infant who are both sleeping at the same time, I decided to use my time to write a letter that I submitted to the Laconia Daily Sun, and that's what I'll be reading today. So forgive me for looking at my paper, that I need a little bit of help with my mama brain at this point in my life. So I'm voting yes to Warrant Article 29, the Community Rights-Based Ordinance, and there are many reasons for that. The main reason is that I'm tired. I'm just tired of watching large corporations use their size and power and money to overrun our local interests and to destroy our environment. I'm tired of being told by state and sadly some of our local leaders that projects like the Northern Pass are inevitable. They're beyond our control and that we just need to suck it up and prepare for it. I'm tired of the let's make the most of it argument, or the argument for let's just try to mitigate the inevitable. I'm tired of being told that we have no say, no power, all while watching corporations claim massive rights, future lost profits, and dodge responsibility for harm after harm. Perhaps Northern Pass is falling victim to my fatigue, and perhaps my lens isn't 100% open to their claims of the inevitable benefits of their project and all of their efforts to mitigate harm. But if this is the case, I'm not feeling that sorry. They are the straw that is breaking this camel's back. For me and for many in my generation, we're done. No, you can't expect us to rejoice that you're offering us free testing of our watershed and lagoons so that if you cause harm, we can prove it and attempt to receive some kind of settlement. No, just stay away from our watershed. Don't dig there, don't test there, don't put towers there. Just leave our most precious facility and resources alone to manage as a community. With respect to my fellow community members that argue that the community rights-based ordinance goes too far, I say no, it's corporate rights that have extended too far, and it's time for us to begin curtailing them. With respect to my fellow community members that argue that a community rights-based ordinance is risky or invites a lawsuit, I say I'm tired of being bullied and feared into compromise or flat out forced into decisions from forces beyond our control. I remind them that having a rights-based ordinance in place when Northern Pass adjusts its proposal and requests reconsideration is a potentially valuable tool and one that we can choose to enforce or not together, depending on if we weigh the risks or benefits as being greater to enforce it or not. I see it as akin to going into battle armed. We don't leave the tanks at the base and hope that we don't get shelled. With respect to my fellow community members that argue that a community rights-based ordinance makes them fearful of how individuals in our community would make use of the ordinance, I encourage them to read the ordinance in its entirety and to recognize that it does not limit or take away any existing rights. Further, I assert that I'd much rather work together with my community members to address and protect any of these concerns and interests and help alleviate each other's fears than to be victim to external forces that are dictating what's happening within our community. With respect to my fellow community members that argue that we should wait to see if the Community Rights Amendment, CA-CR 19, passes and lends legal credibility to such ordinances first, I invite them to share with me when in our history they've experienced the law leading the change. As disenfranchised and powerless as we may feel, we must always remember that the laws are our construction and that every amendment to every law has begun with a person, a people, a community, asserting that the law as it stands should be challenged. We assert our sincere will, and the legislators in law follow that will. So I will be voting yes to Warrant Article 29, the Community Rights-Based Ordinance, and I hope to find among my neighbors others who are similarly tired and ready to claim what is already ours. Thank you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.